When you look at the cybersecurity field today, it can feel a bit overwhelming. There are so many threats, so many technologies. The old idea of being a jack of all trades in security seems, well, almost impossible now.
It's not just impossible, it's outdated. The reality is the world doesn't simply need more cybersecurity professionals. It needs cyber tacticians who are forged in the furnace of real-world complexity. This is precisely why a shift toward specialization is so critical.
And that brings us to Fortinet Certified Professional level, or FCP. It seems designed to address this very issue, marking a shift from foundational knowledge to applied mastery. It encourages people to pick a specific lane, like security operations, network security, or public cloud security.
Exactly. It's a pivot point. It forces a professional to stop being a generalist and start becoming a true expert in one domain. That kind of deep knowledge is what actually makes a difference against the sophisticated threats we're seeing today.
Let's dig into one of those lanes then. In security operations, the FCP certification seems focused on moving people away from just being reactive responders to alerts. It's about becoming proactive, building automated workflows to identify and isolate threats, and making smart decisions under pressure.
That's the core of it. We're talking about the difference between putting out fires and preventing them from starting. When you're dealing with zero-day vulnerabilities or AI-generated malware, manual response just can't keep pace. Automation becomes the only way to effectively shorten that response time and minimize damage.
So what does that shift from reaction to orchestration really mean for a security team's effectiveness?
Well, it's a total change in mindset. The team transforms from being constant firefighters to becoming strategic planners. They can finally get ahead of the threats, using their limited resources to build a truly proactive and resilient defense system. They're not just following a playbook, they're anticipating the opponent's next move.
That makes sense. Now, for the network security track, the focus seems to be on architecting what the material calls dynamic digital perimeters. It's about mastering the FortiGate system to deploy firewalls, configure routing, and essentially learn to read network traffic for vulnerabilities.
And that's incredibly relevant with the rise of remote work and all the IoT devices connecting to our networks. This isn't about a generic one-size-fits-all firewall anymore. It's about having the skill to design a custom digital moat that can adapt to the specific needs and risks of your organization.
Moving on to the third track, public cloud security, which is described as an invisible frontier. The FCP certification here seems to demand a whole new way of thinking, moving beyond hardware to securing cloud-native services, serverless apps, and containerized environments on platforms like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud.
It really is a different world. You can't just take your old firewall knowledge and apply it to a virtual machine and call it a day. Cloud security is about reconceptualizing security altogether for an environment that is constantly changing. The certification pushes you toward a zero-trust mindset and gives you the tools to provide visibility and governance for these incredibly dynamic workloads. It trains you to be a cloud security strategist.
So when you pull it all together, the FCP certification really does feel like a career recalibration point. For a relatively low cost, it gives professionals a pathway to build that deep expertise and credibility, which in turn boosts their career visibility and value.
I think that's the perfect way to put it. The return on that investment goes far beyond a salary bump. It's a strategic move for your entire career. It equips you to be one of the specialists who don't just follow the playbooks, they're the ones who will end up writing them.
So to wrap this up, what are the key takeaways for someone considering this path?
I'd say it boils down to a few key points. First, the Fortinet FCP is that crucial step towards specialization, letting you choose a deep dive into areas like SecOps, network, or cloud security. In security operations, it's all about shifting to automation and proactive threat hunting. For network security, the focus is on building those dynamic digital defenses and developing a systemic view of traffic. In public cloud, it's about mastering cloud-native security for ever-changing environments. And finally, all of this serves as a powerful, low-cost career recalibration that significantly boosts your market value and future prospects.